Sure, let's talk about Caleb Ferguson.
I know there's a lot of people that look at this and it's like, oh god, Caleb Ferguson, here we go, bottle the barrel. You know, who's this guy? He stinks. He's terrible. Now, I mean, listen, you're not wrong. It's not as if they went out there and got a top guy, right? They are shopping at this part of the store they're accustomed to. But I will say, opposed to a lot of other things the Pirates do, I liked this. This isn't like the deal to get you excited about. This isn't like, oh my god, they landed Caleb Ferguson. But I will say, like, oh, like Caleb Ferguson is interesting to me. This isn't a guy who they signed for just $3 million. I feel like, oh, here we go. We're just settling for this. And this is awful. Look what he's done. Yes, he had a bad year last year with the Yankees, but he's had success. He has some really good stuff. Um, I think, like, especially too, this is us buying in, or at least me personally, I speak of buying into the Pirates, the way they've maneuvered and operated, turning relievers around. I mean, we just talked about Dennis Santana filing for $2.1 million. The fact that he even has that ability to is because the Pirates took him in and revived his career. You know, so Caleb Ferguson has this stuff. Like when you look at who the Pirates target, it's very Caleb Ferguson ish. They've turned these guys around, and he has the thing about him too is he's had success. When he was with the Dodgers, he was really good. Um, so I do like this Caleb Ferguson signing. Now, also Alex Stumpf reports that he's going to be given the opportunity to potentially start. We'll see what that means. We'll see what comes from that. But at the
Yeah.
very least, I think he could be one of these relievers that the Pirates bring in, turn their career around, and at the end of the year, we're talking about Caleb Ferguson. Do we want to bring him back?
Yeah, I don't even know how much of a turning around the career we need to be talking about. I mean, this is a guy with 261 career innings. He's got an ERA under 4. He's done nothing but pitch on really good baseball teams. Like, I think you have to kind of realize that too. I mean, he came into the majors in 2018, and he's pitched for the Dodgers, the Yankees, and the Astros. He's pitched in 9 postseason games. This was a guy who was good enough to be in World Series caliber bullpens. Like, that's that. I mean, at the end of the day, that's who you just acquired. You acquired a guy who's been a part of World Series team caliber bullpens.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you're complaining about this move, I don't understand why. I think the one thing you could complain about is, like, he shouldn't be a starter. Like, let's be real here. If you want to go ahead and have him, quote unquote, in the mix, like during spring training, whatever, and then 3 weeks into spring training, you say, yeah, you know what? Obviously, you're not going to start. You're going to be in the bullpen. He's going to be in the bullpen. I don't foresee any situation where he's actually starting games. But yeah, I mean, he's had pretty productive seasons. Last year, he got, you know, the BABIP was pretty high. So that kind of caused his issues there. But from a pure um like hitting, I think once he got to Houston, like, he really didn't get hit hard at all. Only 2 barrels were hit off of him in Houston last year over the last 2 months of the season. So, like, he limited hard contact in Houston. You're lefty reliever. You needed a guy like this. He's not going to go out there and give you the type of stuff that, like, Aroldis Chapman gave you. But over the
Right.
course of his career, like, he has struck batters out. He has limited home runs for the most part. He's kind of, maybe a little bit on the high end there. Uh, but, like, he's a solid major league lefty reliever. He's better than Jalen Beeks was. He's better than Joey Wentz. Like, he's your best left-handed reliever in this bullpen. You probably need to acquire one more, to feel comfortable. But yeah, you should feel good about this signing. He's a solid lefty reliever who has pitched on good teams. He's pitched in the postseason. I don't see anything wrong with this signing. For $3 million, sign me up. Like, if you get 50 innings out of Caleb Ferguson for $3 million, worth every penny.
Yeah. And again, like I think you have a real opportunity to get 50 good quality innings. It's not just to get 50 innings to get you through the season. I, again, like the whole starting thing, I'm just kind of confused about. I don't know. Maybe it's a negotiation ploy. Maybe it's like, hey, we'll give you the opportunity because, yeah, as a starter, you can make more money. You can come in here and start and be productive. Like now he goes into free agency next year as a starter. and can we get a $33 million deal, right, in Toronto or something. But I do like it. I again, like there's real opportunity here that he can come in and be a good pitcher. Now, and again, like the whole thing starting thing, it doesn't make sense to me. Is like they need a lefty reliever. So they make him a starter. It's like, well, does that mean like you're putting Bailey Falter in the bullpen? And again, talking about guys that translate, like to me, Bailey Falter is not the guy that translates to the bullpen. He doesn't like, I don't think he can give you a Caleb Ferguson type season in the bullpen that Caleb Ferguson give you as a reliever. So that's why I kind of look at this like, oh, are they really going to do that? Because like, I don't know if that puts Caleb Ferguson in the best situation to make your and the Pirates like the rotation stronger. And I don't think that helps the bullpen out either. So like, I think that's like the IKF thing. Like you're making the worst of a situation. Like put him in the bullpen, let him
Yeah.
be great.
Yeah, like Bailey Falter isn't giving you Caleb Ferguson strikeout numbers,
No,
where regardless where you put him.
right,
And that's I guess that's the intriguing thing with Ferguson is if you can stretch him out, like then you've got a lefty starter who can strike people out. But like that's not who he is. It's not who he ever has been. So I would just stick with what he's done for his entire career at this point.
right. Yep. But like you said, good teams went from New York to Houston. Went into Houston, the numbers and himself got a lot better. So was it the environment? Was it Caleb Ferguson? I don't know. He just didn't succeed in New York. It happens. But in Houston, he was much better. And like again, LA, he was good. So it's like really outside of New York, he's been fine. So yeah, I do like that signing. I think it's really good for the bullpen. And of course, right, they shouldn't stop. Probably going to add some more here. But Caleb Ferguson is a good start for those lefty guys. Bring back Barucki too. Minor league deal.